So I'm working on a video about this right here. This is the Game Boy camera, a legitimate digital camera that connects to a Game Boy that you can actually take pictures with. And I'm making a video about this on my main channel, which you should go subscribe to if you're not already. But I'm pretty much just gonna take a bunch of pictures, see what it can actually do in 2022, like 25 or 30 years after it was released. But while I was working on this video, an idea popped into my head. What if I use an AI upscaling software to upscale these 120 by 120 pixel images, or whatever the resolution is, super low resolution images, and I'm gonna try to upscale these images and see if any detail or texture actually gets added to them and just what they look like after being upscaled with an AI software. So I'm gonna bring these super low resolution photos from the Game Boy camera into Gigapixel AI, which is this AI upscaling photo software, and see what kind of photos I can get out of it and if they can actually improve these super low resolution, like 30-year-old images. Alright, so I got the software up here. I just have a trial version. I haven't bought it yet, so there will be like a watermark on the images. Alright, so let's get these imported. These are just a few of them that I took, a couple of detailed shots as well to see if I can actually add texture to these and detail. But again, go check out my main channel if you want to see the full video about this. I'm currently working on it, so it probably won't be out yet. But just go make sure you subscribe with notifications on, because this is going to be an awesome video to see, you know, what else I can do with it. But again, these are just some of the pictures. These are mostly pictures of a lens. So there's a close-up there. There's now a different lens, a close-up of, you know, some of the markings and text on the lens to see if I can add detail there. So yeah, that's them right here. So you can see, these are 128 by 112 pixels. I mean, you can literally see each and every single pixel on this photo. It literally just looks like a Game Boy game, essentially. So over here we can kind of select some parameters for the actual upscaling process. So we can do how much we want to upscale it, 0.5, 2, 4, 6. So 6x upscale will essentially create this 128 by 112 pixel image into 768 by 672. So it'll increase the resolution by 6 times. Now that doesn't mean the quality, just the resolution. So we don't know about the exact quality, what it'll create out of this. I mean, it's so pixelated, I really can't imagine it's gonna increase the quality a substantial amount. But either way, yeah, we're gonna do a 6x upscale. And for the AI model, there's a couple different options. I think I'm gonna go with very compressed. It says it's best for images with a lot of compression artifacts. For example, images that were saved at a small size, scanned images, and old digital images, which this is of course both small size and an old digital image. So I think I'm gonna go with this one versus these other options. And suppressed noise, I'm gonna keep that pretty low because it might kind of interpolate a lot of this as noise when it's just super big pixels. So I don't want it to add like too much noise reduction to this image where it just makes it all blurry and weird. Besides that, I don't know, I'm just gonna leave these how they were and go ahead and save these images and see what we can get out of these 128 by 112 pixel Game Boy images. We'll go to JPEG and maximum quality, auto file name, yeah, that's all fine. There we go. Okay, that was literally took 4 seconds to export all 5 images. All right, here we go, let's go open these up. All right, here we go. Start out with picture number 1. You can see it's 16 and then T2.5, that's what those main markings are. Let's get over to the upscaled version. Okay. That's pretty surprising. If you look at the focus gears, you can kind of tell there's some sort of texture there. When you go over here, you can tell those are focus gears on that lens. Then with the 16, it kind of looks more like an 8 there. I mean, I guess the original one does too if you really look at it, but yeah, and then the T2.5, it kind of just merges all that together into this weird texture. It doesn't look like numbers there, the T2.5. Huh. I mean, honestly, I'm pretty surprised about this first one. You know, it has a lot of weird like smearing and stuff, which kind of expected. It's such a low resolution photo to begin with. It probably just doesn't really know what to do. All right, let's move on to number 2. This is an up close of the 16. So this will really be able to see what kind of quality it can create out of this low resolution picture. Go over there. Yeah, that's That's not bad. I mean, that's probably what it would look like. I got so close, it was probably way out of focus. That's pretty good. That's surprisingly good. That's crazy. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, so this is the front of the lens, so there's some reflections on there. It's a big piece of glass, so we'll see, you know, if it actually looks like glass when it's upscaled. Let's go ahead and see the upscaled version. Yeah, I mean, that looks like the front of a lens. That is, like this one, I mean, honestly, if I look at that and I don't know what this is, it kind of looks like a wheel of a car or something. I don't know, it doesn't really look like a lens. Obviously I know it is, and you do too, because that's what I said it was, but going over to this, that looks like the front of a lens. You can see kind of it goes down in there, there's reflections on the glass. Some of the markings, you can't read any of the numbers on there, but you can kind of see the markings. This one's really impressive. I'm really, really impressed by this one. All right, let's move on to the next one. We got two more options to look at. All right, this is just me holding a lens in front of the camera. Yeah, I mean, you can kind of tell it's a lens maybe, but let's get over to this one. Okay, this one, that's a lot of smearing and blurring. I mean, you can still tell it's like the sleeve of my shirt, my hand. It does still look like a lens, but it's really blurry and really smeary. You can kind of see in the background though, there's a lot of detail added. Like to the left of my hand there, or to the left of the lens. Like right here, it's just gray and lighter gray pixels. Then right here, you can see kind of added some. That was actually the grass background texture that you might have seen in some of my thumbnails and stuff. So that's pretty much grass in the background. And you can kind of see there's some texture to it. It's not just a flat surface. All right, onto the final picture. Let's see what it can do with this one right here. This is the same thing, but more close up, a little bit more detail. You can see, you know, some of the focus gears on this lens, as well as some of the markings, sort of. So let's see what it did with this one. Okay. More of a subtle change versus the other ones, it looks like. All those markings on the lens, 100% unseeable. Even the gears, you know, with this one you can kind of see those focus gears on this, you know, towards the top of the lens there. Over here, it just gets rid of it all. It just blurs everything out. Yeah, with this one, I'd honestly prefer this first one. It just looks like a nostalgic pixelated image. This one does not look that good. But some of these, this one I'm pretty impressed with. This one I'm impressed with. Even this one I'm fairly impressed with. It kind of distorted those numbers on there. But again, even without the AI upscaling, you can't really tell what most of those numbers are besides that 16. But there we go, that's what it looks like when you AI upscale Game Boy camera images. Again, subscribe to my main channel and stay tuned for the full video about the Game Boy camera on that channel. But that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you go down and hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoyed this. It would really help push this to new audiences. And I will see you hopefully in the next video.